The phone buzzed like a trapped insect on the kitchen counter. Loud, sharp, too loud for a Saturday morning. I was pouring syrup. She was flipping pancakes. Our daughter sat at the table swinging her legs, already bored of breakfast. The screen lit up. Last night was wild. My daughter read it out loud. Clear, curious, innocent. "Mommy, who is Brad?" Silence collapsed the room. The pan slipped from my wife's hand. Metal screamed against tile. Batter splattered like a wound. She didn't look at me. She didn't look at the phone. She looked at our daughter. "Go to your room," she said too fast. Our daughter ran. The phone kept glowing. I didn't move. Didn't speak. Inside, something folded in on itself. "Neat, precise, final." She whispered my name like a prayer. I picked up the phone. She lunged. Too late. There were no hearts. No emojis, no pictures. Just history. A conversation that knew my wife's schedule better than I did. "Brad, did you get home safe?" Her, barely. "You drained me." Brad, "Worth it." My hands were steady. My chest wasn't. I scrolled slowly, like I was reading someone else's autopsy. Lunches she forgot. Work trips that never existed. A hotel I passed every day on the way to the office. She said my name again, louder. I can explain. That sentence is always the same, no matter the crime. I handed her the phone. "Explain, Brad." Her mouth opened, closed. Her eyes found the floor. It didn't mean anything. It always means something. I nodded, like I believed her. I cleaned the batter off the tile. I poured cold coffee down the sink. I kissed my daughter's door and told her Mommy burned the pancakes. I told my wife we'd talk later. She cried into her hands. I didn't touch her. Not because I was angry, because I was thinking. I didn't confront. I audited. Phone records first. 2 months of midnight numbers. Same one. Brad. I checked the hotel. Same weekends she had conferences. I checked her emails. Deleted drafts, unsent apologies, reservation confirmations. I watched her like a stranger. How she flinched when her phone buzzed. How she showered longer. How she slept facing the wall. At dinner, she asked if I was okay. I said, "Of course." Inside, I built a map. Brad wasn't a fling. He was a routine. I printed the call logs at work, labeled them. Dates, times, durations. I pulled the bank statements. Room service. Wine. 2 entrees. I imagined them laughing in sheets I'd never touched. And I waited. Not for proof. For timing. It arrived in an envelope. White, official. My brother works in IT security. He owes me GPS data. Location pings from her phone. Hotel. 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 Every time she said she was at work late, I set the envelope on the table that night. She noticed it immediately. "What's that?" "Open it." She did. Her breathing broke first. Then her face. Then the story she had practiced. I was lonely. Lonely is what you call hunger when you don't want to say theft. I sat down. "Does Brad know about our daughter?" She sobbed. That was my answer. I invited Brad to our house. He thought he was coming for dinner. I thought he should meet the family. He arrived smiling, confident. You could tell he had been lied to. My wife stood frozen. I poured wine. "Brad," I said, "you've met my wife." He blinked. Then he saw the folder on the table. Call logs, photos, hotel receipts. I slid it to him. "You've also met my daughter," I added. He didn't touch the wine. He didn't touch the folder. He looked at her. "You said you were divorced." She started crying again. I watched him absorb it. The collapse. The truth landing where fantasy used to live. "You can go," I said. He did. I turned to her. "Tomorrow I file." She dropped to her knees. I stepped back. Not out of cruelty, out of precision. The house is quiet now. My daughter sleeps with the light on. She doesn't ask about Brad anymore. My wife moved out with 2 suitcases and a mouthful of apologies. I kept the folder. Not as proof, as punctuation. I learned something useful. Betrayal is loud when it happens. But the aftermath is silent. Control returns when you stop asking why. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I documented. I waited. I ended it clean. Some people lose love. Some people lose their lies. I lost neither. I only lost the illusion. And that was the heaviest thing in the room.